Alright guys, it's time talking about some other things. Today we are gonna talk about useReducer and what this thing is and what general this thing does. So let's call here, for example, the beginning, or I had it well, why I deleted. Let's call here useReducer. Okay, so go inside here and we need const, let's say state and dispatch equal with useReducer. So we put here reducer and we need an initial state, let's say. So let's right now make an explanation about these things. So useReducer, guys, it's a hook which is suitable for state management. So first of all, we declare the useReducer here, as we can see, and now useReducer takes two parameters, the reducer and the initial state. The reducer here, it's a function, and generally it holds the loading, it keeps the loading of uploading every time. And the initial state is, as the word said, the initial state. So useReducer returns a pair of values. Also here we can see this is the state, the current state, and this is the dispatch is like set state. It's the way to update the state, to trigger the state. Okay, let's initialize. Right now I'm gonna put here const initial state. I'm gonna do equal with 0. I'm gonna try and make a very simple counter. And after this I'm gonna create, right now I'm gonna create the reducer. So let's write function or euro. Let's make it with fat const reducer equal. Alright, so reducer, as we know, takes the state, the initial state, and also needs an action. So let's try to make some cases. I'm just gonna use the switch. And right now we need it's guys exactly like the, if you have an experience with Redux, exactly the same way with Redux it works. So we need to put here the action, and then let me see. Or you know guys, let's maybe put it here an object. I'm just gonna put, let's say, count. Okay, initially we got a 0, so here we need to put the type action.type, and then we have to make some cases. The first case is gonna be increment, let's say increase we want to return after this command. Here the count is gonna be, we want the state dot count or the previous state dot count. We want to count it plus 1. Also we need to make another case right now. Case, let's call it decrease. I don't know, want this here. So decrease, we want to return state. No, this dot state. We want to return the count is gonna be state command dot count minus 1 is gonna count minus 1 if it sees the decrease. The case is gonna be decrease. This is a reducer like exactly in React Redux. So we got it here. Of course here let's see as initial, let's name it h4. We are going, before doing something here guys, let's open pm start. I forgot to begin the initial React server. Okay, we got initial React server. Also, we could initialize directly here the initial state. We just could put this inside here, so it could be the same thing. So let's try right now to bring this data here. First of all, I'm just gonna create a button. Let's say increase. I'm gonna copy this, decrease, let's just put capital. I'm just gonna put here, let's put h4 Okay, we want the initial state is gonna be let me see. It's here. Okay, we want the count state.count. Mistake of me, sorry about this. State.count. Alright, okay, I don't care about this right now, or maybe just try to fix it. Okay, we are here, so we got div, let's go dot up display, let's put a flex. Okay, justify, or align item center, justify content center, just put a margin top of 40 pixels. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it here. Let's put a okay, nothing else. Right now let's go to h4. I'm just gonna put a padding of 0.10 pixels. Alright. Right now, in order to bring functionalities we just defined on click, we want to increase this. So in order to bring this functionality, we have to dispatch. So do you remember that dispatch is like set state? We want to bring the new state. So we have to put here the type, which is gonna be, if you remember, we got the increase. If the type is increase, it's gonna increase. Look here, action.type. If it is increase, we got increase here, and we push the button, it's gonna dispatch, send an action here, and this action is gonna watch this increase and it's gonna take the result. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, so as you can see, we just increased right now. Let's do exactly the same thing about, come on, dispatch about decrease. So we need to put here the type, which is gonna be decrease. Alright, it's gonna watch right now the type. Look, and of course it's something, if something is mistake, it's not gonna work. Type error, state is undefined, because you don't have it. So we have to put the correct. So the best option of not making mistake in this increase and decrease is define it like in a Redux as variable. Right now we just explain a very simple example. This is how works useReducer. the difference about useReducer is that use state is that useReducer can be used in much more complex when we want to bring many things and different kind of things. And it's a way of state management. So this was the very simple example of useReducer. So let me explain you one more time. useReducer, guys, brings useReducer hook has two parameters, a reducer, which is a function, and the initial state. Also, it returns a pair of values with the state and the dispatch. Dispatch in reality is like a useState. It's gonna trigger an action, and this is gonna make React renders and brings the new state here. So reducer right now it has a two arguments, the state and the action, and with switch we can define some cases, and according to these cases we are going to bring the new state. Also you can use except from switch also the for here, but switch is much more preferable because it's easier to make many comparisons. So and here, guys, now when we push the on click we dispatch an action. We see right now if it's like the set state here, and we put here if the type is increased, then an action is gonna happen and it's gonna bring the situation. Look, we got increase here, so it's gonna bring this situation. So that was the example, the simple example about useReducer. We are gonna see much more things in projects.